The world of Pandora will change forever. Let's talk about Avatar, Fire and Ash. In the wake against a devastating war against the RDA and losing their son, Jake and Neytiri faces this new threat now. The Fire People, the Ash People. Well, the Fire Navi. Who is this violent and power-hungry Navi tribe that is led by the ruthless Varang, to which Jake's family must fight for their survival and for the future of Pandora in a conflict that pushes them to their limits. And as someone who isn't too crazy for the Avatar movies, I got to say this one really impressed me. As with the cast in this, I do believe that the cast did great. We get Sam Worthington back as Jake Sully, Zoe Saldana back as Neytiri, along as Stephen Lang as Koritz. We also have Sigourney Weaver coming back, Jack Sampion, Bretton Dalton, Cliff Curtis, Kate Winslet, and just a lot more. And with this film, I do feel like that the returning cast did great in their roles. We do see more of Jake and Neytiri, seeing like how they're dealing with the loss of their son. But with Koritz, it's very interesting dynamics of him wanting to get Spider. And there's very interesting plots with Spider and with Kiri. But joining the cast as an antagonist in this is Una Chaplin as Varang. And she was definitely a huge standout in this and really had great chemistry with Koritz. The two of them in this were just menaces, a chaotic duo. And while I do think that these characters on the poster are really good, it does feel like that every other character in this film is unfortunately forgettable. We do see characters come back from the first and second film, and they're just there just to be there, honestly. I do think that I could have done much more with some of the side secondary characters. But with how this film is, it continues sometime after Avatar Way of Water, as I believe this was originally part of the Way of Water script before it got split into two. And with how that pretty much continues with Way of Water was just fascinating. Because in this film, this is when things definitely go down. And I do think that it did that brilliantly for the most part. Because, of course, with the special effects in this, the performance capture, how the world of Pandora looked, how the Navi people looked, how different they were from one another, I thought all that was fascinating. All that was just brilliantly done. And I loved how it dived more into the Sullys. A bit more into Koritz and more into Spider. More into the world of Pandora, more into Ewa. And with it doing all that, I think it did really good with that. Like, seeing this film on the big screen in IMAX 3D, it's probably the best way to watch it. It is just brilliant to see. And with how this carries on and concludes with what Way of Water set up for, I think it did that really good. Like, my only gripe with this is just with some of the characters, on how it just feels like it forgets all of the secondary characters pretty much. And there are some plot lines in this I do think could be better. Some subplots in this probably could have been much better. But with Avatar Fire and Ash, while it concludes with what Way of Water set up for, it being pretty much now the third film in the Avatar trilogy, it does set up for a possible fourth film. So it'll be interesting to see how they will continue it. But with this Avatar movie, I have to admit, it was what I wanted to see from an Avatar film. Because the action in this was really good. Like, the action scene in the final act, I thought that was epic. Overall, with Avatar Fire and Ash, it was a great continuation to the Avatar franchise as it does continue to set up for more. I do believe that James Cameron did great with this film. And as someone who isn't too crazy for the Avatar films, I got to admit I did enjoy this one. But have you seen Avatar Fire and Ash? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.